When it comes to Minecraft speedrun, armor is considered a time loss. Maybe you pick some up from the blacksmith, or craft a helmet before the bastion. So who in the world would ever make full netherite armor? But I didn't start the game with netherite armor. Like every ranked game, I started with nothing on an empty world. Well, I did have one thing. I had a plan. See, to get netherite armor, I'm gonna need ancient debris. 16 of them to be exact. Which means I'm going to need explosives. A lot of them. And I'm also gonna need a diamond pick to break it, meaning 3 diamonds. And on the other side, I also need a full set of diamond armor, which means I need a lot more diamonds. 2 of the most sought after resources in the game, and I had to acquire them fast, because in ranked, you are set on a timer, racing your opponent to beat the game on an identical seed, which meant I had to mine all the diamonds in netherite before they kill the ender dragon, or the absolute bane of my existence, they forfeit. And they keep forfeiting every single time. Boom, we're in. My opponent, Jester094. They drop the good luck, I hit them with the good luck have fun. I have to feign kindness. Now, the first thing I do is I up my render distance to 32 chunks. I need to see everything around me, but during this time loss, my opponent manages to enter the temple before me and ends up getting the acquire hardware achievement before I do. And as any ranked player will tell you, this means the opponent has pretty much won the mental warfare for the entire match. Getting iron first means they would enter the nether first, get to the stronghold faster, and beat the game quicker. But I was different. I wasn't interested in iron or beating the game. I had bigger goals in my mind. Full netherite armor. Which way would you go out of this temple? Most people, such as my opponent, would head left, to the closest tree and begin their adventure. I mean, the right was endless desert stretching as far as the eye can see, the left filled with trees and a river. But I ran straight into the desert. See, I hadn't been fully honest about why I had been late to getting acquire hardware. I had actually been taking the time to open up my pie graph and navigate to block entities in my area. From that, I saw a bell and a smoker appear after crossing this chunk, meaning I knew that 32 chunks into the desert lay a village. And sure enough, at the very edge of my render distance, I spotted it. The acacia-tipped houses of a waiting village. There were 2 things vital to the challenge that lay within the village: hay bales and beds. The beds were explosives to mine with, and the hay bales were to be my source of food, which, after running across the desert for 2 minutes and running out of sprint, forced to eat rotten flesh, I was relieved to get a proper food source. I go into every villager's house and steal their bed. I would need every single bed I could find, and some more. After harvesting the village for its goods, I begin crafting the tools I will need for this run. Pickaxe, axe, bucket, and a stone shovel. I then collect some more wood as I need to make a boat. Did you see it? See, I didn't see it at first either, but just there, again at the edge of my render distance, you can spot another village. This immediately changed my plans. I had been looking to the desert for another temple, but spotting a village was even better. I finished up my crafting. And invested even more time into traversing the overworld. And lucky enough for me, along the way I spot a second desert temple buried in the ground. I scoop up all the loot and make sure to take all the TNT. Now it's time to start raiding the second village. This village had so many beds, I couldn't believe my luck, and my inventory was starting to become an issue with this many beds. Real case of suffering from success. So I threw out the excess junk. but after looting the blacksmith a second later, I realized I threw out something key. Sand. Sand, you might ask? It's rather odd. Well, this sand was the only reason I was able to get full netherite at all, and here's why. 5 TNT. Using the gunpowder from the temples and some sand I had mined for this exact purpose, I was able to craft 5 extra TNT. Later in the video, you'll see exactly why this mattered so much. I captured the last beds and finished crafting up my bread. It was now time to start hunting for diamonds. So I needed to look for clay. See, until 1.18, river clay had a unique spawning pattern, which meant from its location you could determine exactly where diamonds were, directly below it. So moving 3 positive in the z-axis and going straight down would lead to diamonds in, I think, 80% of cases. Now, I didn't find diamonds straight below, but fortunately for me, I stumbled into this gargantuan mineshaft and had already spotted my first diamonds. I spent the entire time mining in this mineshaft. It was absolutely insane. I think it spanned across like 20 chunks, a real dream come true. I only had 6 diamonds and I needed 27, so let's get to mining. Boom. Just like that, 27 diamonds acquired. Okay, well I mean that montage may have made it look a little faster. It took me 12 minutes. And then there was another minute to find gravel. But I am at the halfway point of my journey. Unfortunately, I wasn't there alone. See, my opponent had been progressing, and before I had even found my second vein of diamonds, they had entered the fortress. At the time, this gave me a big jump scare, as them getting to the fortress this early meant they were very far ahead. However, as I was building the nether portal, I got this reassuring message. Jester had only now entered a bastion. See, Jester had actually done the fortress before the bastion, meaning we are now neck and neck at the halfway point of our journeys. After I finish the portal, I do a quick sweep of my inventory. It's now time that the real challenge started. I craft a diamond pickaxe, and then full diamond armor. This is the most geared I have ever been in a ranked match, but it was about to get a whole lot better. I enter the nether and quickly start heading down. I quickly paused to consult Dr. Google about what the best Y level was to mine netherite. For some reason I didn't think of doing this beforehand. Okay, pause. Editing GMC here. I just learned something, and because I had 214 subscribers, I think it's time to face reveal my reaction to the information. I am a brick dude, capital B, Rick. Because the next line on the Google search is to go to Y13 when doing TNT explosions. I didn't realize this until right now. Oh my goodness. Okay, just go back to the video, hit play again, bye bye. And I quickly descend to Y15. Now comes the fun part. 16 beds, 22 TNT, it was time to go crazy. The first explosion, no debris. I wasn't worried. I have so many explosives. Boom, second one. Netherite in sight, baby. Won't be long now. Okay, I need to rein back my confidence. 16 ancient debris is a lot, and I didn't have that many explosives. I was making sure to place my beds on the corner of 4 chunks. This is the most effective use of my limited explosive power. after burning through all the beds, I even crafted one with excess string. Beds are supposed to be better than TNT, they explode a bigger radius, but I'd only found 7 debris, and I was a bit nervous, so I decided to change my strategy a bit on the fly. See, I'd been going to the border of 4 chunks in a straight line, but I realized midway through exploding, it was more effective to go in a snake-like pattern, marking any chunks that had netherite and skipping them. And it paid off. The netherite was raining in, but something else was raining in. My opponent Jester. They had been silently progressing, and now they've made it to the Stronghold. I wasn't that worried, mainly because I know the biggest weakness of most players is Stronghold navigation. Oh my god, they are in the end. Full netherite armor. Cover me in debris advancement completed in 46 minutes RTA. This would put me 4th on the leaderboard to get full netherite armor if ranked counted. I had become the strongest. Look at this hoglin hitting me, it was laughable, it felt like he was just worshipping my power. I walked into the fight and used the damage sticks to move. Netherite armor is truly extraordinary. I found my way out of the hole and looked around. Quite incredibly, there was a fortress and a bastion right here. The world was in my hands, and I could finally proceed without the worry of death. But I forgot that death is not what I should be worried about. My true greatest enemy, the opponent forfeiting. Just want to put a huge shout out to Recrap and benex. I got the strategy from benex's former world record, getting full netherite in 22 minutes. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe. There are some plans, big plans in the works.